Hey gang, Caleb Sean, we are back. But we are back with my dear special friend, Miss Jennifer Rayburn. Thank you for joining us. For those that don't know, she is a fellow thespian with myself. We have done a show or two together, and from the very first moment when we walked out on the stage, before I knew her, before anything else, she treated me so kindly, had so much personality and charm and all that, and just immediately made me feel welcomed on the stage and in the theater and all that. And so from the very first time I met you, thank you for being so kind. And
thank you. It's my great acting skills.
Yes, well, you acted like you liked me very well, so much so that I even believed it. And so
secretly, I'm a meanie.
I know,
Yeah.
but they don't have to know that,
No.
you know. And so, but all joking aside, you are a dear friend, and you do so much in the community that I wanted to have you in so we could kind of talk about it. And just let people know that you guys have an event going on this weekend and stuff. And so, first and foremost, introduce yourself. Tell the world who you are.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're right. Joking aside, we did some shows together at Theater Victoria, and not acting. It's easy to be nice to someone like you. But I am Jennifer Rayburn. I work at Gulf Bend Center. I'm the Director of Advancement there. And technically, when you hear about a Director of Advancement, the role is somebody who writes grants and raises funds through foundations and events to further the cause of the agency. Typically, it's for a nonprofit, and that's what Gulf Bend Center is, a nonprofit in our community. We serve 7 counties, providing services for mental health disorders and for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Man, that's a mouthful right there.
It really is, but I'm not a typical Director of Advancement.
No, you're not typical at anything.
I'm really anti-typical, and so really what I do as a Director of Advancement is advance the cause for Gulf Bend Center as an advocate. And so I'm very passionate about really everything, everything that I do.
That's
do
why
it,
I like you so much. Yes,
I do it with a lot of energy and
we are
a lot
like
of
souls there. Yeah.
a lot of purpose, and I'm passionate about people and making certain that people have what they need in life to kind of be on equal footing and to have the resources they need to be set on the right path, because I think that once we're on the path, we can then be on the same journey
I agree.
together. So.
And I was, I have to be honest, I was ignorant to Gulf Bend Center, and I still don't know a lot of what they do. And so this is, twofold. I want to get to this awesome event you have coming up this weekend, but again, just going into a little bit more detail, where are you? For people like that just walking right in and what the heck is Gulf Bend Center? Well, bring us up to speed in a minute or two, if that's even possible.
It's a lot to get you up to speed for. So I'll go with kind of 2 things. First and foremost, we are the local mental health authority. And by authority, I don't mean that we are the end-all, be-all experts in the world. That is a phrase and a term that the state of Texas has given us.
Okay.
Just like the Guadalupe River Authority,
Understood.
right? We know what that is,
yes,
right?
Ma'am.
So, and there are other authorities across the state of Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
We're the authority for the 7-county area, including Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, Jackson, Lavaca, Refugio,
Does this
and
kind
Victoria.
of cover all ages?
Right. We provide services for children through. I say cradle to grave.
Okay.
Primarily we serve adults 18 and older.
Okay.
We serve uninsured and underinsured persons
Okay.
who are experiencing what are the 3 primary big mental health disorders. And those
Okay.
are typically severe mental illness,
Okay.
depression, that is severe depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia.
All right.
And we typically see persons who are in crisis, which means if somebody's experiencing transitional depression or circumstantial depression, and I use those phrases as a non-clinician. I am not a psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm the Director of Advancement.
Yeah.
If somebody's going through an experience because they've lost a job, or maybe they didn't get voted class president, or a breakup, typical experiences of grief or letdown, financial woes or divorce. Those things can really take an impact or a toll. Maybe even what's called general anxiety disorder. Some people experience that, where they really experience ongoing anxiety in their lives. We may not see them, but somebody who's in crisis, perhaps people who have suicidal ideations, people who experience PTSD, whether that's because of childhood trauma due to abuse, perhaps military
PTSD
personnel.
is not strictly limited to the military. Yes.
No, it is not. Military personnel, though, you can find people who will experience PTSD because of an accident sometimes. People can have a traumatic brain injury that can then cause them to have these episodes.
Right.
So we even may see them if they're uninsured or underinsured. And they can come to us for their medications that they may need for their psychiatric needs, counseling services and case management.
Right.
Those kinds of things can happen here in our offices. And then there are, I'm going on and on, I'm sorry.
Right, no, it's okay. That's what I
So
asked.
many services that come from that.
Do they typically do the pay, for lack of better terms? Customers, there you go. I knew there was going to be a right word
Consumers,
for that.
yeah.
Do the customers, do they reach out to you, or are they, how do you get your typical customers? Are they referred, or is it a combination of several different things?
Yeah, a combination of different things. Some people come to us, and they come to us and they say, I'd like help. I'm interested. Some people are referred by their doctors. Some people are referred by a family member may come in with them. And some people are referred to us in crisis. Maybe a school contacts us. We've been contacted by school counselors. Shout out to schools. We love good schools that are involved in paying attention to students. We've been contacted by law enforcement personnel. We work closely with local law enforcement. We want to make certain that our citizens are safe. We've been contacted by emergency rooms. When we typically are contacted by them, it's people who are, again, in crisis because they're experiencing an episode or a psychiatric break. So, and those tend to be episodes that are the ones that get all the glamour and are few and far between, but they get a lot of notoriety, and we read about them, and we want something to be done, and really that's what Gulf Bend is here to take care of. But there's so much more to the mental health community that comes from education, and we provide that. We provide mental health first aid training. We have some of the best certified trainers actually in the nation. Wow. We have the 2 top leading trainers in the nation with a worldwide certification in what is called mental health first aid training. And it goes in, it's very much like CPR. Everyone has heard of you do the beats to the Staying Alive song to help save a life.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
There are things you can do to really help intervene with somebody who might be in a mental health need. And we shouldn't ignore that. And there's no reason why we should not be certified to help intervene with that. And so we provide training.
That's awesome.
We have certified trainers to help with companies for their HR departments. So many times, even small businesses don't have an HR department, and they may say, I have an employee who's really struggling. We don't know what to say. Or should we do something? What can we do? She's been missing work, or he's been calling in, or maybe their son is having a problem. We have training for that we want to come and give to employers, and we want to give to HR departments and help them to understand that, first of all, it's okay to say something. And
that's what I was going to hit on, is a lot of times the stigma attached when, my brother, he was a Navy SEAL for 10 and a half years, and I learned a lot about PTSD after he came home from his deployments and stuff, but one of the main things that I learned is he had to be willing to look in the mirror and say, hey, I've got this issue, I need to deal with this. And instead of running from it, or, and he had moments where he didn't know how to deal with it at first, and alcohol for a little while became the fix, the Band-Aid and stuff, and until finally he stepped back and he said, no, I'm going to attack this like anything else I've done in my life. And he started going to the Carrick Brain Center with help from the Brain Treatment Foundation and some different things. And I said that to say this is, so many people are worried about the stigma or what other people are going to think or all these things, and I'm here to say that nobody's perfect and nobody's without flaw, and one of the biggest things to overcoming failures and struggles is to face them and to understand that there's grace there and there's forgiveness there and there's help there, and if you need help and if you need to reach out, do so, and it's okay. And if you have people in your life that want to make fun of you or give you grief for seeking help, you don't need those people in your life, and so I'm just very, with my brother's background and all of this, I'm grateful for you all, because I know here, even in the Coastal Bend area, we do need, in the Crossroads area, there is mental help that is needed for quite a few people,
Yeah.
And we are going to talk again, and we got something in the works where a lot more of this is going to come out and get explored and talked about. But for the sake of expediency today, because we got to get rolling, but I really wanted to talk about this Magic on the Midway.
Okay.
This seemed exciting to me, and then I'm sure this is an important fundraiser for you
Right.
guys and all of that. And so we'll be putting it on the screen as well. But that is this weekend, November
Right.
16th. Tell me about this bad
Okay,
boy.
so this is going to help. In fact, not just help. This is entirely to help fund the wellness community. Magic on the Midway is our second ever fundraiser to support the wellness community. Our residents pay rent, but the services we provide cost more than they can pay. We provide transportation. We have 24-hour coverage there.
Wow.
So it's not like a regular apartment where there's no one on site. Someone is on site all the
Awesome.
time.
Wow.
We do cover all utilities. We provide all lights and filters and all of that stuff.
amazing.
So they pay rent, but we subsidize everything
Understood.
else. So
Okay.
we want to take care of those things and continue to provide those services for them, like the cooking classes and the on-site counseling. We have I think a couple of AA meetings meet there. We have group counseling, things like that. So we have tickets available on Eventbrite and our website. It's November 16th. Doors open at 6 p.m. It's at Spring Creek. It includes cocktails, dinner. It's a great catered meal from L6 here in Victoria. We have an illusionist duo from New Orleans. They're called the Crescent Circus. They were here a couple of years back with Symphony. Great couple. They're going to disappear on you and reappear. We've got music from a great DJ here in Victoria. We've got carnival games, so if you want to play some skee ball or ring toss, that's always fun. But you're going to definitely get your money's worth. Tickets are only $75 a person, which sounds like a lot, but
Not for everything you're getting
Well, yeah,
with this and
I'll
what
tell you
you're
what.
supporting.
open bar, so it's always a
I
great
mean,
time.
I know some people just right off they're going to make that. So you're not going to gain on some people with that open bar and $75. And so again,
Auction, silent
Yes.
auction, so that's always a great thing too.
good deal. And they Magic on the Midway tickets at Eventbrite. They can contact you, Ms. Jennifer Rayburn, at 361-575-0611 extension 437. Again, that is November 16th, this Saturday at 6 p.m. Anything else we need to know? Anything else you want to highlight with this? Again, you're going to see more Miss Jennifer. She is not done. We have a lot more stuff in the future. We're a talking combination, that's for sure. We can keep that going. But again, thank you for everything. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your story. It's exciting, and thank you for your friendship.
Oh, thank you so much, Caleb.
I'm grateful to have you in my life. And anything else you want to get out?
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Well, guys, Miss Jennifer Rayburn, again, she's with Gulf Bend Center. We're very grateful for her, all that she does in the community, as well as for Gulf Bend Center. So thank you for tuning in, and we will be back with another guest.